All right. Oh dear. Ah. Sound now? Can you hear me, Nancy? Yes? Just tell me you can hear me. Oh, good. Is that all right? Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, as you know, I'm streaming on YouTube right now, and fingers crossed we'll be able to keep with it. Welcome to Palm Beach. We're a little bit early, but I wanted to get here early to check everything out, make sure it was working, and it sounds to me as if we're working fine. It's a beautiful day here at Palm Beach, as you can see. It's slightly windy, slightly fresh. We'll be heading off shortly out to the Hawkesbury, and then out to the Pacific Ocean. Hi, Michelle. And hopefully we'll see some whales. Now let me just tell you now, folks, if you do lose me, if the connection is lost on YouTube, we are going out about 2 miles off the coast here, so it's a chance that we'll lose the connection on YouTube. If that happens, I'm going to switch to Facebook Live. So if you're on and you lose me, let people know to go to Facebook, to the Pittwater Playground Facebook page. Hopefully I'll be streaming on there, and then if that is not working, I'll just have to keep filming. So that's the plan. We'll stick with YouTube at the moment, and if it's not working, last time we did this with the Hago tour, it went fine. We had coverage all the way, but you never know, do you? Okay, let me just find my ticket. I'm not going to do what I did last time. Just going to put you down for a minute. I was just thinking about when I went on my last cruise with you guys, I lost my ticket. I'll be taking great care of it this time to make sure that I had it with me and didn't put it down. I know you're just looking at my arm at the moment. There we are, they just called us.
What was your name? Yep, what's your name? Yeah. Oh, not really. What's your name?
So we're just going to get on board. Let me just take a little walk down here. Excuse me. Excuse me.
So you guys got 8 tickets?
Hey, okay, I'll do it. What's your name, sir?
Jeffrey, Richard Jeffrey.
Richard Jeffrey. Checked in. Beautiful, sir. Jump on.
Yeah. Got quite a few people on here. All right, here we are. We found ourselves in quite a good position here, and it's what time have we got? All right, well, we won't be going for another 15 minutes, so you can all relax, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee. We'll be going in about 15 minutes. I'll give you some quick look around. You've seen a lot of this before with Palm Beach, but have a look at the on the way out, we should get a good look at Barrenjoey Lighthouse, and with a bit of luck we'll see some seals on the rocks there. There were seals out there yesterday, but it's a bit of a hike to walk around there, but it's very easy to see them from the water. Spin you around. There we are. There's a lovely view looking out towards the Hawkesbury. I'm not talking to myself. I'm streaming to people around the world right now live, and just taking them whale watching. So sit back and relax, folks, because we'll have a lovely trip out there. It's probably get a little bit bouncy as we get out. But once we get there, looking across, you'll see my favorite little beach for kayaking too. I'll give you a close-up look into it. There we are. That's Resolute Beach right across there on the other side. Probably most famous for its goannas, and also for the fact that that's where Captain Cook, on his second circumnavigation of the world, he spent a night moored in there before he took off. He was in a hurry, but he met Aboriginal people who lived in that area, and in fact they were very kind to him. They gave him fish and helped him out. Looking out there, that's West Head at the tip of the Ku-ring-gai National Park. And then across the water there, that's Little Mackerel Beach. So called because when the fishermen operated from here, they would catch a lot of mackerel out there in the Hawkesbury and take it in there and clean it up. And that's why it was called Little Mackerel Beach. Of course, it's Friday here today, Friday morning. I know it's Thursday probably where you are. And this is also the place that we head off to go to the basin. The basin being in that direction. Oh, it looks pretty full. Of course, it's the school holidays here at the moment in Australia, so a lot of children here as well. Looking forward to seeing whales. I'll tell you a bit more about the whales once we get out there. But right now, let's just enjoy the beautiful Pittwater winter's day. It's about 8-9 degrees centigrade, which is around about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It will get blowy when we get out there. I'm wearing my shorts today. I'm being very brave. I would very much appreciate it if every so often you could just give me a nod that you can. There we go. Just give me a nod that you can hear me still all right. I'm going to rely on your good judgment to tell me that you can hear me. I hope the sound's okay at the moment. Please give me a nod if you can't. And as I said, if we do have problems with the connection, I'll be switching to Facebook Live and see how we go there. So please let me know if you can hear me. That would be great. Okay, Michelle, so everything's really clear. Michelle, that's wonderful. Please let me know if it changes. I hate talking to myself. I feel very rather silly. But yeah, we'll be heading off now in about 10 minutes. So we got here early. The tour's due to go at 11:45 our time. So right now we're waiting for the few people to turn up. I'll keep looking at the beautiful Pittwater. Oh, that's good, Karina. I'm so pleased. Welcome aboard. We're just waiting to sail from Palm Beach on these northern beaches of Sydney, Australia. We have a full boat. A lot of children here today. It's school holidays, and it's a beautiful day, as you can see. A beautiful winter's day. It's about 8 degrees centigrade, about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It won't get much warmer than that. But we should get a little bit bouncy when we get out there, but that's all part of the fun. I'm so pleased you can hear me. We're just looking out across Pittwater. I'm going to give you just a chance to relax, make yourselves comfortable. We'll be sailing in about 10 minutes. For those of you who don't know where we are, we're about 40 kilometers north of Sydney City. You'd be familiar, I'm sure, with the Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Circular Quay, well, the centre of Sydney, really. Well, we're about 40 kilometers north of there on the Pittwater. If you want to look at us on your Google Earth, you'll spot us, I'm sure. We are about as far north as you can get on the northern beaches before you hit the Hawkesbury River. We'll be travelling out on the Hawkesbury. Right now the water is beautifully clean and looking really, really sparkly and lovely today. A summer in Scotland, Aaron. Well, that's lovely. I was watching a documentary on the clans in Scotland back in the 17th century yesterday, and the scenery was absolutely beautiful. And it reminded me of the time I spent in Scotland. I have to say, the time I spent in Scotland, I was in the British Army at the time, and we was based up in Inverness. So I know what cold mornings feel like, but love Scotland, love the people, the food, and Edinburgh particularly is one of my favourite cities. Been there for a few rugby tours, rugby matches, Wales versus Scotland, always very amicable, good, well-spirited. So yes, I've got a very soft spot for Scotland, being a Celt as well. Of course, being a Celt, we tend to lean towards our Scottish and Irish brothers more closer. Although I hasten to say, I've got some very good English friends as well. Some very good English friends as well. There we are. Just wondering who's talking to you. I'll give you another shot. Don't worry, you won't have to look at me too much. We'll be looking out to sea, out at the ocean most of the time. Got my brand new sunglasses on. I'm very pleased I've got them. I have to be honest and say, a couple of months ago when I went down to Narrabeen to cover the surfing carnival there, I had a pair of glasses exactly like this, and oh my word, I lost them. And they're not cheap. And I thought, that's it, I'm never going to buy another pair of expensive sunglasses because I just lose them. But then I did miss them so much, my other pair, because this is one of those pairs you can read out of the bottom. Which means I can read what you're saying to me now, even though I've got my sunglasses. Yes, it is a lovely city, Michelle. Oh, you're in Edinburgh, Aaron. Oh, right. Well, soft spots. I'll tell you a little secret. I actually spent one night in the lockup in Edinburgh Castle. I did indeed, and it was voluntary to the extent that I'd been out on the town. It was about 11:30 p.m. and my landlady wouldn't let me back in because she said the doors closed at 11 o'clock and I was too late, and she wouldn't open the door for me. So I was walking down Princes Street, freezing cold, in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and the policeman suggested to me that I could, if I went across to the castle, they might put me up for the night. And so I did. I crossed the bridge, went up to the doors at Edinburgh Castle, and a chap let me in, and he said, "Yeah, well, we'll put you up. You can sleep here the night." He said, "We'll have to lock you in. That's the only rule." So they locked me in this room, this cell, I should say. I asked him if he had any blankets, and it was pretty bleak, I can tell you. The blanket was literally crawling around the floor on its own. The pillow was a piece of wood with a sort of a concave piece of wood, block of wood, and the man in the cell next to me, who was drunk, and I think he had been locked up, he was singing and crying and saying that they were going to hang him in the morning, and it might have been a ghost, I never know. But anyway, they woke me up about 6 in the morning. I did get some sleep. I could sleep anywhere, and brought me a nice bacon butty and a cup of tea, and they let me go. And that was my night. And I've been back to Edinburgh Castle since as a tourist, if you like, and I was delighted to see that the cell is still there, but looking a lot cleaner now than it was back in the days when I was there. Are you guys all right?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I move up slightly?
Yeah. I'm about to move it.
Oh yeah, please do. It's all right. This is the best place to. You said that. That's fine. No, please do. You were here first. It's all right. No problem at all. I'll just take some shots over your shoulders sometimes, depending where the whales are. There we are. Yeah, isn't that, Michelle? I've got hundreds of stories, believe me. So I always have a soft spot for Edinburgh Castle, and when I see it on the TV, or when we used to do the Hago tours there, I always make a point of taking the Hago tour in Edinburgh. Well, I wouldn't call it fun, Aaron. I was actually up there for a rugby tournament, and I had to play the next day. I wasn't in too good condition. You're supposed to get your drinks in after you've played, not before. But I got talked into a whiskey tour. A Scotsman, said he would take me to all the best whiskey bars and see if he could drink me under the table. As it turned out, I drank him under the table, which I'm rather proud of, I suppose. I left him behind somewhere and kept going. All right, I think we're moving, folks. Let's get the. Let's get a shot. See, we are we're heading off. Those people down there are all going on the other fantasy boat, which heads across to Edelong. So that's a regular commute for those people there. They're probably going to spend the weekend with their friends and family over on the Central Coast. A lot of people come to work on that vessel from the Central Coast, and when they get here they grab a bus and down into the city or wherever they go to work. So it's a busy little area. Yeah, Michelle, yeah, it was very dangerous. I was very stupid and naive in those days. Very stupid and naive in those days. All right, sorry to be switching around. I just wanted to see where we were. Here we go. Now they do give quite a good commentary on here once we get out there. So you'll probably hear the captain. I've got my special mic on, which allows me to, hopefully you can hear me above the sound of the engines. Down into the water there's a little cormorant there, hoping that the boat will kick up some fish. Spinning around there. That little building in the middle there, that's the Gonzalez boat hire and boat maintenance. It's the oldest building on the shore here. Gonzalez was actually a Portuguese fisherman, a couple of brothers who came in here in the 1840s. Fishermen liked the place, set up a business there, and they've owned that bit of land ever since, and they're now an institution. Yeah. Looking across, looking back to where we've come from, you see the very pleasant, I'll just see if I can get in a bit closer for you. Just looking in there, that's the Barrenjoey House restaurant just there, a very, very lovely restaurant. I actually took my wife there for dinner the other day. We had a late wedding anniversary dinner in Barrenjoey House. Really nice. Lovely meal. So here we are, heading out. Looking down south towards, right down through the Pittwater. See, it's a huge stretch of water. When Captain Arthur Phillips came here in 1788, he was very, very much a part of the development of Sydney. In 1788, he described this as the most beautiful stretch of water he'd ever seen.
Follow all crew instructions. If life jackets are required, you find them under the seat at the front of the vessel if you're on the lower deck, and if you're upstairs, they are under the blue cushion seat. If you need to muster anywhere, you'll be told by crew. The muster locations are on the foredeck, upstairs, or on the aft deck. If anyone is clean enough to fall overboard today, there's a right ring located.
So we've got quite a breeze here now. It'll get a lot breezier as we get out into the open sea. A lovely day for sailing.
All the vessels underway, please remain seated when you find whales and you can move around. If you are moving around, please maintain 3 points of contact at all times, and if you are particularly unsteady on your feet, we ask you to take extra caution. If it's children today, please keep a close eye on them at all times. 3 and 4 foot downstairs to your convenience. You'll find them in cupboards. This is a non-smoking and no.
Looking across the water there, you can see Resolute Beach.
Going over the water.
The beach I mentioned to you earlier on. Because all of those beaches, they're only accessible by water. There's no roads going to any of them. And it's been kept very much as it was back forever. So that's my favorite little beach there for kayaking too. There we are, Resolute Beach. Working our way around there, you see the headland there, that's West Head, and you may just spot, if you look carefully, some buildings at the base of that. They were, I'll go back in again. They were defense buildings, gun emplacements built at the beginning of the Second World War. This entranceway was considered to be one of the most likely areas that if we were ever invaded, this is where the invasion would come in during the Second World War, and a lot of gun emplacements and buildings that were built there at the base of that. It was a very difficult place to get to, but they had an excellent coverage across the Hawkesbury, and in fact they were never used. We never had that problem, thank goodness. And looking around, we're looking down the Hawkesbury there. That waterway goes in about 50-60 miles and becomes the Nepean River. So it's a very important waterway. It was particularly important in the 19th century when there had been no real roads constructed up here at all. But there was a lot of very good agricultural land up at the Hawkesbury, and so there was a lot of crops growing and cattle and sheep, and this waterway was the most important. Shipping was very frequent. There was a lot of travel going down here, taking the goods from the Hawkesbury either up to Newcastle or down to Sydney, where they would probably end up going overseas or being used locally. Looking across the water there, that's Edelong on the Central Coast. That's where that boat was going, the one we saw leaving at Palm Beach. And again, a whole stretch of beaches heading up further north. I'll make sure I'm sitting here on the way back so that you can see the Barrenjoey Lighthouse as we come in. Of course, once we get out there, the boat maneuvers a lot in different directions, and getting good shots of the whales is very much dependent on do we get lucky or not. I haven't heard what the likelihood of whales is going to be. I was looking yesterday from the Bilgola Headland, which is one of my favorite spots, and I couldn't see any whales out there then, but every day is different, and you never know what we're going to do.
Down towards Newport and Manly, I'm going to try and find whales. Now, what we're looking for is big bushy blows up to 4 metres in reach in the air. So looking for those south. If you guys see anything, don't hesitate to let us know. We're going to look and run together. We're looking for breaches, so if the whale is jumping out of the water, big splash to the big fin, and maybe footprints, so the water is a little bit rough on the inside. We do find them, say 100 metres, and we continue heading south, and then when we do find them, we need to head north. Keep an eye out for those flows, if you see them, let us know.
Michelle. I always call them Simpson clouds from The Simpsons on TV. Yeah. We've had a very mild winter this year. It's been very pleasant. So we've come out through the heads now. We've got looking over there. If you look over there, you'll see Palm Beach there on the right. Some of you should be very familiar with that by now. And then the flag, and then over the flag, behind the flag, we've got Barrenjoey Lighthouse. You can just see peeping out from behind the flag. Sorry, just let's see. As we head out into the Pacific Ocean. Trying to film without Barrenjoey Lighthouse. Let's go back around here. Okay. Private cruising is going past. So far so good. Seem to have a good connection. Now all we need is whales. All we need is whales. Pretty flat today too. If got good conditions for whale watching. Because what we're looking out for is the blow of the whales. That's what gives them away. You can see them from a distance when you know the expression, there she blows. Well, that's what we're looking for at the moment. The captain would also be in communication with other boats, and they'd be telling each other the location of whales. Now, the whales themselves are humpback whales. They journey in a sort of circular journey. They're pretty much moving the whole time. Around about now, we're in June, July, winter. The whales are heading north from the Great Southern Ocean, where they've been feeding. Ample food for them. The good news is that the whale population is growing at a good, healthy rate, and we're very pleased to see more whales every year than we have in the past. So the whales are much more common. They are heading up to the coast off the Queensland coast, and that's where they will breed. They will meet and they'll breed, and the calves are born, and for the first few months of the calf's life they have to stay very close to mum. They sleep on the mother's back, and they need to be protected obviously against predators, in particular sharks. So they stay close to mum, and then they start heading back towards the Great Southern Ocean. By the time by the September, the mother will be quite weak, because she will have been feeding the calf herself, and her her body will have become smaller, and she will be in need of food. So by the time they're going south in October, they're weaker, they go slower, and they stay closer to the coast. So October is actually the better time to see them. October is the better time to see them. And if you remember, those of you who saw the tour I did last October, we had a wonderful day out. We saw lots of lovely whales in October. On the way back, we'll be looking at the coastline in more detail, and I'll be able to point out various areas of the northern beaches to you. Right now we're on the port side of the vessel, so we're looking out to the ocean, and to be honest, in the distance there, well, all you have is water, water, water. If you headed in that direction about 12,000 kilometers, you'd finally end up in San Francisco. New Zealand is at about 4,000 kilometers in that direction, and right behind me going northwest, about 14,000 kilometers, you'd be in London and Edinburgh. So how about that? So we're a long way from everywhere, really, except for Australia, of course. I hope you're all comfortable. It's not too cold out here, it's quite pleasant. Got me fluffy hat on and me scarf. Quite comfortable. Yeah, about 3,000-4,000 kilometers over there. It's by air it's between 2 and 3 hours, depending on what have we got here. There we are, and in the distance, folks, we've got our first whale. I'm going to go in. If you look there carefully, there we are, there's a whale in the distance. We're going to turn around and have a look at it, I think. In fact, the passengers, I think, saw it before. I think you saw it before the captain did.
Alrighty guys, just stand right on the side. We've got some long legs, so we can see how he's doing.
Okay, there's a whale in that direction. We're going to get closer to it.
Guys, if you look forward on the left side, we can see one jump. Keep your eyes there.
It is jumping. I hold my camera very steady on it, I think. closer look at this whale that we spotted on the port side. It's only about half a kilometre away from us, and we should get a pretty good look at it. Of course, the whales are come to the surface to breathe. However, they can stay underwater any time between 15 and 30 minutes. They tend to go under for about 6 to 10 minutes if they're traveling. Come round on it in a minute. I think we'll be on our port side. Looking back, you can see the lighthouse. Here we are. All right, they're right in front of us here. Right, we're going to swing round. I'm going to stay seated. Hi Robin S, how are you? Thank you for joining us. We've just found whales, and we're going to, people walk onto the right hand side, the starboard side. Hopefully we'll swing around in a minute. People are all very excited up there. We'll get a good look at it in a minute, don't worry. Hi Robin. Well, I'm just hoping the captain's going to spin the boat round. I'll be able to get some better looks at it. Oh well, that was good. You brought it to us, Robin. Let's just see what we've got here.
Alrighty guys, just then when we saw the tail, that means the whale's going to dive down for a couple of minutes or so we won't see them for a little bit longer. Or I'm wrong, apparently. Won't skip us for that fact, not me.
I've just popped round to the other side of the boat, and hopefully You will get some shots of it now. It's right there in the middle of the... There we are. The boat is restricted in how close it can get to the whales. See it blowing? Well, there you are. I promised you a whale. We should get some better looks at it in a minute. But he's just gone under for a little while. Let's see what, because you never know if it's a male or a female. Probably a female. With nature, you have to be... There we are, he's over there now. Oh no, don't tell me you got signal problems. See, it's moving just in front of that boat. Okay, thanks Michelle, thanks for letting me know that. Fingers crossed. Because typically you can see them better than I can. I'm looking through a small screen, and also your text messages actually come up on my screen, and it's harder to see them through those as well. But please keep sending me your text messages. So I've just got to make sure that I'm pointing it in roughly the right direction. Hope for the best. When I did the dolphin the other day at Palm Beach, I didn't really see a lot of the dolphins until later when I watched it on the video. I was pointing the camera where I thought they were, but it was only when I watched it later that I realized just how many great shots of the dolphins I got. Thank you, Robin. Yes, I really enjoyed that. That's probably one of my best. That was very, very inspiring. Thanks, Michelle. Yes, it was lovely.
Guys, just a reminder, if anyone is feeling sick, there is vomit bags just on the galley bench, which is the kitchen bench, just on the floor of the cabin, main cabin. Thanks, guys.
Right, well, that one may have just, oh, there we are, he's still up there. There we are, you can see him in the distance. Trying to keep my camera pointed in the right direction. It's blowing. I know, there's two of them there, yes, you're quite right, there are two. What I'll do when I get home is edit this video, just get the best shots that I can for you. There we are. You can hopefully you can see them quite clearly now. We're coming in a bit closer to them. Hopefully you can see them. They were breaching before.
Alrighty guys, we can get everyone inside now. We're going to go try and find some more. Leave these ones alone. Try not to pester them too much.
Right, we're going to move back to our seats now. Alright, I've just come back to my seat now. We've got a good look back towards the northern beaches. The beach you can see right there ahead, that's Palm Beach, which you know pretty well. There's the lighthouse. And then working our way down Whale Beach. Bangali Headland, you might remember we did a walk up to the top of Bangali Headland a couple of months ago. Absolutely beautiful. That's the highest spot on the northern beaches. Wonderful views. And that video, I believe, is on Facebook. And then further south, down towards Avalon Beach, and heading down Mona Vale, Bungan, heading all the way down in the distance to Manly. You just see it in the distance there. All right. Let's see what we got here. Just going to bring it back to me for a minute. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. All right. We didn't get too close to them, but you saw they were there, and hopefully you got a better view of them than I did. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We have just as I put the camera at me. We have another whale just onto our left here, and they were giving us a lovely splash. Let's see what we see now. Here we are. We'll see them.
They're not going to do it now.
Yeah, I think those were the two we were looking at before.
Alrighty guys, we're going to head south now, try to find some more.
Okay, hope you're enjoying this and that you're getting good reception. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Robin, for being so kind. I love it when a video comes together well. I've had a few frustrations in the last couple of months since Hago closed. Things not working out so well. But today, this is so far, fingers crossed, Streamlabs and YouTube is behaving itself. Please just let me know you can still hear me and see the view. That would be appreciated. I hope you're getting the shots. And we are heading down. We're going south now. I think the skipper has a clue that there are some whales in this direction. Probably time to get yourselves another cup of tea or cup of coffee. Actually, I'd love a cup of coffee right now. I haven't had one this morning. Very unusual for me. I was busy this morning before I came out. I was making another short video for, thank you, Aaron. My niece and her best friend are coming out from Wales in October, and they're going to be staying with me for a few months. And I've been, I made a short video showing them where they're going to be staying, what the house is like, and their rooms and facilities and the garden. And they'll also get a chance to meet some of my pets, pet parrots. Well, they're not my pets; they're wild, but they're pretty friendly. And I love having the birds come down to see me, so they'll get a chance to meet Cedric and Trevor and Charlie and the rest of them. So I was giving a video, I made a video for them this morning showing them what it was going to be like. It's pretty incredible, isn't it, technology, when you think about it. Here I am, a couple of kilometers off the east coast of Australia, talking to you people all over the world. I think it's incredible. When technology works, it can be quite amazing, but then we start to take it for granted, which is the other thing that happens. But when it doesn't work, of course, we all get very angry with it and can't understand why a perfectly simple thing like streaming right across the world from a boat off the coast of Australia, can't understand why it doesn't work.
Alrighty guys, spotted some more straight hands.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing them. We've got some more whales coming up now, which is a good news. Over there in the distance, so if you look in the distance you'll see them. Hopefully we'll get a better view of them this time. Yes, I'm really looking forward to I love having my family come out from Wales to stay with me. camera now in the direction of the whales that we saw. We're heading straight towards them. So keep your eyes open. Well, they're good girls. They've just graduated from Swansea University with engineering degrees. They've done very well in their studies, worked very hard to get a good qualification, and now they're going to come out here and party with Uncle Richard. I think they'll be partying without Uncle Richard. Actually, they'll be finding their own way around. They won't want Uncle Richard. Those of you in the UK may be familiar with the TV program Gavin and Stacey, and Uncle Bryn on Gavin and Stacey. Well, I've promised them that I'm not going to be Uncle Bryn. You know what I mean, what I'm referring to. Those of you in the UK, Gavin and Stacey is probably the most popular comedy program in the UK ever. And maybe not with 40 Towers perhaps, but pretty close to that. And Uncle Bryn, well, he's a character hard to explain, but I promised the girls I will not be their Uncle Bryn. I think you know what I mean. Right, let's have a look what we've got here. And yeah, just I mean, whilst we're 2 or 3 kilometers off the coast, we are. If you were flying, you'd be take 5 minutes to get back to my house just behind me. So it's all pretty local and handy to get to. Pretty much everywhere I take you is within half an hour of my house, which is rather lovely. Let's see what we've got. Looking. I think it's off to our left. Yeah, the point I made was today the Dolphins heading north, I beg your pardon, the whales heading north are going quite fast. They're not hanging around. They're moving quickly. When we saw them in October, they had their calves with them and they were going much more slowly, and the calves were very happy putting on a show for us. In fact, if you want to have a look at that tour, it's on Pittwater Playground. The whale watching last October, it's edited.
These guys are proving they're a little shy. Don't know where they've gone. Died. We'll hang around for a minute, try to find them. Well, we continue on.
And well, even if we don't see too many whales today, have a look at the October one from last year on Pittwater Playground. It's also on YouTube, I think, and you'll get a wonderful idea of what they look like when they're with their calves. The whales at the moment have gone under. So we're just waiting for them to come back, see what they're up to. I think they should surface pretty quickly. Yes, they're saving up very hard at the moment and working to get the money to come here. You have to have a certain amount of money in your account before you can come in the country. and a return ticket. So Australia can be quite restrictive about people coming into the country. I think they'll be all right. Well, it seems they were shy. You saw them there. I hope you can still hear me all right. We're going a bit further offshore now. Oh good, you hear me well, Michelle, that's excellent. Yes, you never know with nature. Yeah, I wish we could as well, Michelle. it's actually a really nice day weather-wise. It's not cold at all. I'm wearing 3 layers of clothing, but still, it's quite warm. I've got my special gloves on for filming, which I thought was a good idea. See, I haven't got any fingers on them. That's one of the problems I had filming in cold conditions, is my hands getting cold. But that seems to have helped. So I've got that sorted as well. Got my new sunglasses, which so far I haven't lost. And we're all rugged up pretty well, and we're out on the beautiful Pacific Ocean and enjoying the smells and the sights, the fluffy clouds, the Simpsons clouds. But right now, at the moment, sadly, no whales. But you never know. You never know. Sometimes they appear when you least expect it. I know what'll bring them here, of course. What'll bring them here? If I put the camera on me, there we go. The problem is, the controls on this have got very little icons, you know what I mean? And hard to see, so I'm fiddling around trying to get the right picture for you, and well, we don't have much luck. But anyway, I did get to see my new glasses. I won't tell you what they cost. It was ridiculous though. But I like them so much. Sometimes they're very useful too, because as I said, I can see what you are writing to me. Okay, Aaron. Yes, it's 4. Goodness me, Aaron. Well, thank you so much for being here, Aaron. Sleep well, and I will have something for you edited tomorrow. Turn it round. So we may have something coming up. Okay, Aaron, thank you so much. Good night. Right, what have we got? I think I picked the wrong side of the boat.
Ginger bear?
What's that?
Ginger bear.
Ginger?
Ginger gummy bears, yeah.
I've never had a ginger gummy bear
Very
before.
good for your tummy.
Are they? Oh, my tummy's fine, but
Take
thank
2.
you all the same.
Ginger bear?
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you want it?
It just gave me, can you see it? A ginger
Are you okay?
gummy bear.
Are you okay? Are you okay? You okay? Yeah? It's okay. Are you with him?
I never heard of that before. I never even heard of gummy bears before. She just gave me 2 gummy bears. Hello Joyce, welcome. Welcome to the Pacific Ocean. We're about 2 kilometers off the coast of Sydney's northern beaches. Oh, we're looking for whales. And hopefully we've got some in front of us. We just have to see. I think we've got some coming up on our left.
Alrighty guys, we've spotted another one just on our left hand side. If you look to the front of it, you just saw his tail go down. I believe there might actually be 2, one just a bit further out than him. Yep.
Yeah.
2 there.
There's 2 there. I think there's 2 there.
Hopefully we'll see them. There they are, right in front of us.
And that goes up.
See it?
Trying to get a shot for you. I'm in the wrong place.
How's that? Waving at us.
I'm pleased, Joyce, that's great. I hope you can see the whales, they're right in front of us there. Oh!
As you can see, guys, it looks like the dolphins are either playing or fighting with the whales. I'm sure to tell, but as you can see, the whales are flapping their fins and tails, which means they're communicating and maybe in distress or not too sure.
I hope you're enjoying this. You're getting some good shots of the whales. There we are. We've also got some dolphins in the water just behind them here. It could be the dolphins we saw at Palm Beach the other day. I think they're heading off now. Could be the dolphins got them, scared them off. All right, good. Oh, there we are. They're right in front of us there now. Just surfaced again. Here we are. And one was just surfaced here to our left. See that? A big tail wave there. Hope you saw that. Still there, Michelle, Robin, Joyce. Are you still there? Hope you're still getting a connection.
我那个是那个大床房，能改吗？
Okay, there's another.
我现在在远呢，我现在在上。
Thank you, Michelle. We've got another whale just coming up behind us here. With a bit of luck. It's in the distance at the moment. I hope you're seeing them all right. It's a bit hard for me. I'll take a seat for a minute because I'm looking at a small screen, and with your text messages coming up, which I don't want to lose, so I'm not going to remove them, but it's hard to see behind the text messages. I'm just looking down the coast there. Right the way down, you can see Sydney. Sydney, is that Sydney? Yeah, Sydney Harbour down there. And just getting my bearings now. Yes.
Dolphins are there at. Say dolphins.
We've got some dolphins in the water around us as well.
我现在都看不到我这个订单，你说的。 哦，是的，是的，那该怎么弄呢？我现在回不了啊。我在海上呢，我现在在那个叫天子滩。在北部那边往北一直走。对。可以啊，可以啊。你稍等啊，你稍等一下。哎，你们，这是你妈妈。你们房间里有都收拾的差不多是不是？没什么多重要的东西。
最重要的在身上了。
啊，这几个在身上是吧？没什么的。他说我们房间要调换，因为后面的是大床，我比较搞的特大床啊什么，要帮我们调换。我叫他帮我们升级，他没房了。之前没跟我说要调换，他帮我们行李搬过去。你有什么重要的东西吗？
我的天，这房间乱的一塌糊涂，这怎么办？
那房间有非常多的东西，乱七八糟的东西都是。对。上午就说要打扫，也一直没跟我联系，没弄这个事情。如果上午打扫或者弄了，不就那没麻烦的事情。我们最快也得要3点多才能到来。那你就帮我搬呗。那原来怎样？就冰箱里的东西呢？其他的东西放在房间里面。
有的衣服湿的。
我们8楼换到几楼呢？10楼，那没关系。那你单个房间就单个房间搬一下，其他主要点吃的也乱一点也不乱，大点。
乱的，到处都铺了东西。
按房间，那会乱掉。你拿一个箱子或者一个纸箱或者一个竹竿，把每个房间。
哦天哪，那不行，我东西全部都是敞开的呢。
好的。你要找一个可以。
必须动啊！
对，我倒没注意这个问题。
什么意思呢？现在几点？3下午到2点。现在几点？
如果昨天就跟我们说了，我们就不是今天早上就不是全部换好了吗？
Okay, Michelle, thank you. I hope there's more on than off. I hope it's more buffering on and off. See, we are quite a long way out now off the coast. Probably about 3-4 kilometers off, so there we are. Fingers crossed. There we are, getting a good shot of him now. Thanks, Joyce. Bye-bye. Of course, we're now getting the best shots of the whales just when it's buffering, unfortunately. Okay, how is it now, Michelle? Are you getting me now all right? Is it still pretty good? Buffering a little. Is that what you're saying to me? So you can see the picture all right? Oh, good. Oh, good. Hello, Cap. Oh, good. Mostly good. Okay, that's good. I'm just worried about getting shots that I can edit later. And I can always work around the buffering if it's only a little, but if it's seriously bad, I'm better off going to just film it. But then, of course, you wouldn't be able to see that now, which would be a great pity. There's a lovely shot of a whale over there. You can see them? Good stuff. I'm so pleased. Oh, I'm so pleased, Nancy. I'm so pleased. Please don't forget, folks, please talk about this on Pittwater Playground. Let people know how it was. And leave your comments. I really like your comments. Special to me. And of course, if you are able to, in a position to leave a tip, I would appreciate it. This tour today cost me about $90 Australian. These beautiful birds here. I think they're hawks. I have to have a look. See the bird there? We've still got them here, Michelle, right in front of us there now. They're right.
Alrighty guys, obviously these were travelling north and they're on a mission to get there, so we go through much sometimes. So hopefully you can find some more active ones.
Alright, we're just going to be going out for a bit further now. I think what I'm going to do, guys, we've been going for quite a long time. I'm going to finish the stream now. We've been going for almost 2 hours, and I'm just going to get some shots, if I can, using my video without streaming. So let me just turn it around to you. So I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed it. We did see some whales. We've seen some good shots of whales, but they're in a hurry. As the skipper just said, they're in a hurry to get north, and we're more likely to see them closer with their calves in October, when I'll come back and do it again. So in the meantime, thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget, if you are able to, leave a tip. Starting from Manly next week. That should be fun. I'll have a special guest with me then. So all the best from me. Love and peace from Richard J. Off the eastern seaboard of Australia, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.